I call the honourable member for Dawson.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Acting Prime Minister, and I remind the Acting Prime Minister that Mackay, Proserpine and the Burdekin in my electorate of Dawson are some of the biggest growing sugar areas in Australia. What impact will the abolition of the carbon tax have on the cost of producing sugar, and how will this improve job prospects in North Queensland?
I call the honourable the Acting Prime Minister.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I thank the member for Dawson for his question. The sugar industry is certainly one of Australia's great agricultural industries, and last year it exported about $1.4 billion worth of product to the world. We are the third largest exporter of sugar. And for that reason, the international competitiveness of the industry is absolutely critical. And Australian sugar growers are the only ones in the world that are paying a carbon tax. The only ones in the world that have their cost base increased every day as a result of the carbon tax, whether they're buying their water or their fuel, or whether they're transporting their products to the market. Whatever they do, there's a carbon tax built into the cost of their production. And even in spite of that load that the Labor Party has put upon the industry, it has sought to grow its export markets around the world, and the news of the Korean Free Trade Agreement is particularly important for the Australian sugar industry. Korea is our #1 market for export sugar, and so for that tariff to be lifted immediately upon the implementation of this agreement will be a huge boost to the industry. But it still will have to, as long as Labor resists and defends its carbon tax, still have to bear a cost that its competitors do not have to bear anywhere else in the world. And on top of that, Labor, unlike other countries, is imposing the tax on the food processing sector as well, and that includes obviously the crushing industry. And it has to meet those sorts of costs as a result of Labor's carbon tax. Now, the sugar industry has done remarkably well, but it could do even better if Labor got out of the way and voted to get rid of the carbon tax. They've said they don't want it, but they won't vote to put it out of the Australian equation. The best Christmas present that Labor could deliver to the sugar farmers of Australia would be to abolish the carbon tax and get on to building a profitable industry.
I call the honourable